Femme, I will celebrate the woman. You are the powerful. You are the best. You are the best and of the best. All people say, tout le monde, hey, jigéen, 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 jigéen. Tout le monde, jigéen, jigéen. All say, jigéen, jigéen. Yàgg dégg waaw góor 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 jigéen, jigéen. Yàgg dégg waaw góor. Yeah, the next. The next. Yes, sir. They need jump, jump. Yeah, they need a jump. Yes, it's possible. Yes. Yena masa step Simon feet. Malady teki. Ndam le dina ñëw yow. Ndam le dina ñëw yow. Ngalabul khadi. Dinga masare yow. Dinga masare. Malady teki. Ndam le dina ñëw yow. Ndam le dina ñëw yow. Ngalabul khadi. Len. Dinga masare yow. yaa ma tette wan ma yoon sas du fi diis yoon bi bëri taar taar tekki laa gis takk fit bi seen li ci kanam danaa ci jot job sama credo pour julli yow faw si jot ba kenn gëmul laa des lépp yàlla fiis naa sa yoon bi dëng jël nga doon xaar fiis am gën di faaj du ma gis réewu noonu gën ci sa bopp yaakaar sa bopp fàttal bëgg si génn yaay dolli cere yokku ñeex yàgg gis yaay di jooy faw jooy jeex ba nga gantoo la takk fit bi ne faaj mooy sant yàlla boy na ma xel nee la ndam li dina ñëw yow nga la bul xaddi dinga ma sare maa la dig tekki ndam li dina ñëw nga la bul xaddi dinga ma sare please dinga ma sare yaaka jëmm ji bëri tax ma multiplier al sama kaadur jël jom def ar blende sama mind xam ne aar bi daa dur faaj mbar la moom àdduna kon sagal bëre lëndëm ci xel mi tal na tor su dëkk ci laay ñi ma gëm seen ndam li doogi gesu li ma wesu sante ko buur bi yoon masul ree lépp yow la tey di nga ree yaa ma daan gunge doo kas doo buute maa la dig tekki dëkk ci faaj di wóog dugg ci Europe ak Asie tekki ndam li dina ñëw yow ngala bul xaddi dinga ma sare yow dinga ma sare maa la dig tekki ndam li dina ñëw yow ngala bul xaddi dina ma sare yow dinga ma sare yoon bi landam damay xuus jaar dina fight yoon bi landam damay xuus naata la sa xol yow fight bi mag yow la waaw waaw dina ma sa baax never 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 dina ma sa baax oh dina ma sa baax hey yow dinga ma sa reetaan yow maa la digoon maa la digoon maa la digoon tekki yee dina ma sa baax say tekki tekki tek 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 maa la dig tekki tekki tek 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 maa la dig tekki hey tekki hey tek 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 maa la dig tekki tek tekki tek 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 maa la dig tekki tekki tek 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 maa la dig tek 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 maa la dig tekki.
I told you that the next act was going to take it to level 3. Now, if the first person wowed you, the second person took it to level 2 by getting you off, off your seats, then the third person is taking it a notch higher. Level 3. This person is going to blow your mind. So a lot has been said throughout the day. Various speakers made several points, very good points. Many of us, or some of us, perhaps didn't capture the salient points that each person made. Now, this guy has sat through the whole conversation and has put together an artistic piece to try to capture almost everything that has been spoken about here. You were wowed by the 2 minutes, 19 seconds drawing. Now, this is after how many hours? 6 hours. Because of that, he's not going to come in front. I want us to turn and have a look at what Shehu has been doing throughout the conversation. So when we were focused here, he sat at the back and just pieced everything together, trying to make meaning out of the conversations that were taking place, or that was taking place. So, I don't know if you want to come to the back. Sheun, you want to explain what you've done? Yes. So, is there an extra mic, please? No? Okay. So, Sheun, please take us through what you've just done.
Okay. Once again, I'm Adebayo Sheun. These are the key note things that we can actually pick from what we've been doing so far. And as you can see, start from why creative have to, why DemoCreatives have the influence and numbers. So these are questions that was thrown during the conversations. So if you go around, you see that it's scattered through. So you can go like this, you can go like this. So you see with some illustration and some abstract figures to illustrate some of the things that have been said so far artistically.
So just to add, you can take a moment to, go through it. But he captures what MI said here. Creatives have the power to influence change when they come together with their arts. He captures something from DJ Switch, Rocky Dawooni, Sister LB when the panel session was ongoing. This should be something about elections and youth in governance. The point was made in the course of the conversation. And so it's a continuation. So anyhow you start it, you'll still be able to make sense of what he has done over here. I told you he was going to blow your mind. If your mind is blown, please, a round of applause for Sheun. Sheun has done well putting this together. When you were focused taking notes, Sheun was also taking... Yes. We'll turn into t-shirts. Yeah. Yes. Yes, so this was a dance scene. Where is Sheun? So you haven't... Where is it? This one. Oh. Okay, nice one. Please, we can now have our seats for the final session, and then we'll call it a day. It's been a very great day, I'm sure. There's been a lot of talking points for a lot of you. There's been conversations that we hope to continue afterwards. The artworks will be there even after for us to admire. Please, let's have our seats now so that we can conclude this final session. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. So this final session is a very important part of today's event. This session is a very important part of today's event. We have seen how creatives can bring their voices to bear. We've also listened to Paul take us through the state of democracy in the sub-region. But there's still one component of the conversation that keeps coming up that we have to tackle heads on. And we need creatives to be able to facilitate this process. It's the conversation about unconstitutional changes in government and term limits. And so I want to invite on stage my colleague, Marie Josiane. She will be facilitating this session and having a conversation about, leading us through the conversation about term limits. Please, we can do it better. Marcel, I like how you are clapping. Yes, thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Jonah. Good evening, you all. I hope you have enjoyed your day. So it's really good that we are ending this day with this session. You know, we're very, very hot, so it's good to now come back to reality because Africa, West Africa is still struggling with coup d'etat, with violences, with human rights abuses. So yes, we have spoken a lot about it today. We have spoken also about creative being like powerful forces for change, and we believe that the creative can actually really have an impact and carry the messages that social movement, civil society cannot carry. We also spoke a lot about the need for solidarity and collaboration. And our network coordinator really expanded on the issue of democratic retrogression within the sub-region. So he also mentioned that the sub-region is suffering from unconstitutional change of government and the issue of term limits. That is one key issue at the core of our problems in West Africa. The term limit issue is linked to elections. It's because of the term limit, because some presidents, some leaders, they do not want to let go of power. We have a lot of consequences. And as citizens, as activists, as creative, we cannot just allow the situation to continue. So we have to do something. So WADEMOS has been involved into that fight. We actually started a campaign against term elongation. We started the conversation in 2021, and then we started this campaign with the help of Open Society Foundation. We actually launched the campaign last year. That was in December at the eve of the ECOWAS Head of State Summit. And we have been doing a lot of civic mobilization. We have tried to mobilize actors, and we are still trying to, bring a diverse range of democratic actors as you. So, but before we go, and then in the course of our work, we also came across different other actors that we didn't know they could have an impact in the field. So we came across the big network Tournons la Page. Their president is represented here, but he will explain to us, he will describe what they are doing in the field of term limits. But before that, just to set the context of this discussion, I would like us to watch a very short video which talk about what WADEMOS is already doing regarding the issue, and more importantly, what our people, our network members are saying, what is our stand, what is our position, so that you can really get the essence of what we are doing. So the video is an explanatory video. So if you can, is the video ready?
so that we can have a quick, it's a not more than 5 minutes. So if it's ready, we can together watch it. And I will.
One of the key reasons why we believe that we are having democratic retrogression One of the key reasons why we believe that we are having democratic retrogression is the unconstitutional change of governments. And a lot of issues related to that has been because we have had incumbents, that is presidents, who have not wanted to leave power. And of course, the people not wanting that, because we use elections, to get our leaders in or out. Because they do not want that, then are agitated, and sometimes the military comes in. So that has been one of the reasons why we've had the coups. Having term limits is one of the ways that we could prevent something like this from happening.
Je crois qu'aujourd'hui, la CEDEAO fait face à un certain nombre de réels défis. Et le premier défi reste sur le terrain de sa crédibilité et elle-même. Et je pense que cela commande des réformes urgentes, notamment des réformes en termes, des réformes des protocoles, en termes de l'intégration, surtout de la limitation des mandats présidentiels. Parce que je pense que c'est le réel challenge aujourd'hui qui puisse restaurer à la CEDEAO toute sa crédibilité dans l'opinion publique nationale des États et internationale.
The Supplementary Protocol on Democracy and Good Governance is the normative instrument that we use in the region. And we believe that if we have a clause in it that addresses this issue, and we have our governments, accepting, complying with it, it will reduce the agitations that we have in the region. And that is the reason why ECOWAS needs to take this very seriously. It's not new to them. it is a proposal that is on their table, and therefore I believe that they would have to take this into consideration. If we want West Africa, and what we say we want peace, we want progress, we want prosperity in the region, we can only have this when we have stability in our countries. And therefore, this being one of the key reasons that has caused so much of an uproar and upheaval in West Africa, this is something that I believe that ECOWAS needs to take into consideration, and civil society organizations have already been clamoring for it, but more organizations need to join us as we ask that this change happen.
It is important that, especially at this time of our democracy in West Africa, the African Charter for Democracy, Good Governance and Elections become paramount in our discourse. It is important that our regional bodies like the ECOWAS and the African Union bring back this discussion on the table, so that we'll begin to see how we can reform the processes to enable our leaders and all democracy promoting actors to ensure the compliance to the provisions in the Charter.
On peut aller vite, mais ensemble on va toujours plus loin. L'Afrique a des défis et des challenges. Ces défis nous interpellent et ces défis ne pourront jamais être adressés pays par pays ou communauté par communauté. C'est ensemble, unis, en regroupant nos forces, en joignant ensemble nos dynamiques et en ayant une intelligence collective de la conscience démocratique africaine qu'on pourrait arriver à adresser cette question-là et à trouver des solutions. Donc, restons ensemble, unissons nos efforts, unissons nos intelligences pour qu'ensemble, qu'on puisse porter l'Afrique que nous voulons.
Speaker there who mentioned that it's very important for us to stay united. In that video, you also heard a lot about the supplementary ECOWAS protocol on good governance and democracy. So to show you that this is something that has started since, it's not the issue on term limit has been, the discussion has started with ECOWAS since 2015, but up to today, there has not been any progress. So it is time for us to really stand out there and put our voices together against this third term that we used to see in the region. So we were talking about collaboration, solidarity, and I mentioned it that our brother from Tournon-La Page, Didier Amani, who is present there, he's the international president of the social movement Tournon-La Page. They have already done a very great work, and the important thing is that they have started working with artists, so they actually had a project that united, put together a different type of artists, and they work on a project. The project was called Limitation de Mandat. So I would just invite him to share his journey, Tournon-La Page journey, especially on how they have worked with artists, because this is something that we also want to do. What are the challenges that he has encountered? What are the successes? Was it easy to approach DemoCreatives? So please, a round of applause for him as he comes to explain to us. Thank you.
Okay, I speak French. Ok, merci bien sûr à WADEMOS. Je vous félicite de m'avoir invité. C'est toujours un plaisir d'être auprès des mouvements sœurs pour la même cause. Comme l'a dit bien Cheikh, c'est une dynamique commune et il faut qu'on travaille ensemble. Tournon-La Page est un mouvement citoyen qui a été créé en octobre 2014. L'objectif premier, c'était de lutter contre les changements constitutionnels et surtout les modifications constitutionnelles qui permettaient aux dirigeants de s'éterniser au pouvoir. Et depuis 2014, 8 coalitions, aujourd'hui nous sommes à 15 coalitions en Afrique. La dernière coalition est celle du Sénégal. Et comme le disait MJ, nous avons lancé depuis septembre 2022, bon, bien avant ça, une campagne qu'on a dénommée One, Two et No More. C'est-à-dire 2 mandats et pas plus. Et en termes d'action concrète que nous avons faites, c'est de donner ce qu'on appelle symboliquement des bâtons au président. On a donné un bâton au président béninois qui s'est engagé, bon, on espère bien, s'est engagé à ne pas faire plus de 2 mandats. Et je crois qu'il y avait un autre président. Mais la particularité, c'est que on a constaté qu'il fallait mobiliser les jeunes et surtout la population autour de cette dynamique. Parce que c'est toujours bon de faire des plaidoyers stratégiques, mais aussi il faut faire des plaidoyers d'action. C'est comme ça qu'on a lancé l'initiative d'une chanson de soutien à la campagne, où nous avons pu mobiliser des artistes des différentes coalitions, ou bien des différents pays où se trouvent nos coalitions, notamment la Côte d'Ivoire, le Togo, le Gabon, la RDC et bien d'autres. Et ça a été une très belle aventure. Et ce projet a donné plus de visibilité qu'on ne croyait à l'initiative, notamment le concert que nous avons prévu à 1 an des élections au Sénégal. Au Sénégal, nous avons prévu à 1 an des élections un concert sur la limitation des mandats. C'était à Radisson Blu de Dakar, un espace fermé. Malheureusement, les autorités sénégalaises nous ont interdit le concert sous prétexte de troubles à l'ordre public. Bon, je ne suis pas juriste, mais un espace fermé, privé qu'on a déjà payé, ça a choqué l'opinion sénégalaise. Mais mieux, ça a interpellé l'opinion sénégalaise sur les velléités du 3e mandat du président Macky Sall. C'était ça. C'est que pour nous, plutôt que d'être un défi, c'était une opportunité de booster la campagne. Et le refus des autorités sénégalaises a donné un essor, un boom à la campagne. Bon, a donné une visibilité à la campagne. Parce que là, tous ceux que vous pouvez penser comme voix critiques sénégalaises nous ont contactés pour dire, tournons la page, vous venez de nous interpeller. Le président Macky Sall ne nous rassure pas dans cette dynamique. Ça nous inquiète. Donc, on doit se mobiliser pour le faire barrière. Et c'est comme ça que tous les artistes, même tous ceux qui n'étaient pas au début, ont essayé de nous rejoindre. Pour ne pas laisser l'initiative portée par les artistes comme ça, on a préféré faire un concert, mais plutôt que de le faire au Sénégal, qui était pour nous un espace de stabilité démocratique, on l'a fait en France, juste pour faire passer l'écho, et on a mobilisé les Sénégalais. Cette initiative, bon, c'est bien, ça a réussi, tout, mais il y a eu beaucoup de défis. Parce que un militant et puis un artiste, on n'a pas la même perception de l'engagement. En termes de premiers défis, c'est que certains artistes avaient des exigences d'artistes que nous, en tant que militants, on ne pouvait pas prendre en charge. Ça, c'est le premier défi. Mais aussi, on a fait des choix stratégiques. On a pris au Sénégal Didi Awadi, qui est une lucane, qui est une tribune, qui est une figure emblématique de la lutte citoyenne, qui nous a permis de faire passer le message. Mais aussi en Côte d'Ivoire de Frédéric Ewe-Mewe, je ne sais pas si vous le connaissez, c'est l'un des artistes qui sont opposés au 3e mandat du président Ouattara. Donc, la jonction des militants et des artistes a permis de faire un écho favorable à la campagne. Et mieux, il y a beaucoup de présidents qui nous ont sollicité pour voir qu'est-ce qu'on peut faire, qui sont en fin de mandat, qu'est-ce qu'on peut faire. Il y a eu des adhésions. En termes de perspective, on a prévu donner le bâton au président ghanéen, qui est normalement en fin d'exercice. Une autre perspective, c'est qu'on a retenu que le tripatouillage constitutionnel est lié à l'espace civique. Lorsque les présidents veulent s'éterniser au pouvoir, ils prennent en amont des lois liberticides pour ne pas permettre aux populations de se mobiliser. Donc, à la dynamique de limitation des mandats, on compte accompagner la lutte contre la restriction de l'espace civique. Une manière de, en amont, prévenir ça. Bon, voici succinctement ce que j'ai pour vous dire. Merci.
Merci beaucoup Didier. Thank you very much. A round of applause. Yes. Thank you very much. So yes, at this point, we are not going to be too long because it's the end of the day. So right now, we are going to give back the floor to you because we want to know, having listened to him, having watched the video, is there something that you as creative, you think you can do? Is there something, do you believe in the fact that we don't want 3-term in Africa? Do you believe it? We spoke this morning about creative artists who believe. So as you are here, do you believe in that? Is that something that you are interested to work on? Is that something that you think you can do? We have been working, but things are difficult to change. So is there a new approach that you think we can develop with you to foster the progress? So I'm throwing those questions to you so that it's a discussion, and as artists, you know how to, you always have at least one thing to say. So I would like to hear from you, what is your thoughts about it? How, if you have the necessary support, how do you think you can, advance the cause? So, quick.
Okay, so this is Kweku from AWO. I think it's always powerful to begin to deepen people's understanding the way you are doing now about the consequences and the costs of the idea of going beyond the 2 terms. In Ghana, I think many of us are almost exasperated with right now. I'm ready for the end of the 2nd term, right? And at the same time, we're looking at what's the 1st term going to be like. So I think it's 2 sides. I think going longer than 2 terms when things are not working and people and leaders are not working is detrimental. And I think the cost of just having people coming back time and time again and committing the same atrocities and doing the same kind of short-termist and very counterproductive leadership that we see across our sub-region is very, very damaging. So I think that one of the things is to highlight the costs, and we can do that through the arts, I think, and collaborating. I think the way my big admiration is research. It's something that I admire so much. And I think collaborating as an artist with researchers would be so powerful. So we could quantify the work we do, and that you could also have your work presented in ways that you wouldn't normally. So one of the things I think I'd love to see is more collaboration with research and all art forms, for us in particular, performance art and visual arts, but research, I think I'd love to see more collaboration.
Thank you. Please, a round of applause. Thank you for that insight on research and creativity. Yes, another input.
My name is Dauda Garuba. I work for Center for Democracy and Development, CDD West Africa. I have really enjoyed the conversation all through today. And I'm also aware that Ghana has been in the forefront of pushing for 2-term, even at the level of ECOWAS. And also, I remember then, right from the time of Yaya Jammeh and the Togolese, they have always pushed against this. And I also am aware that most of the countries have expected Nigeria to be in the forefront of this. But we also know Nigeria as a country had had its own challenges over the years, especially in recent time. But the fact is that if there is anything that interests or that is common to virtually all the countries in Africa, even in the midst of all the flaws and the challenges, the economic and political challenges that we have, is football and these creative activities. And between the two, the creatives are on the top by virtue of the fact that sometimes no matter what you do in the area of football, you still fail as a country sometimes. But everybody wants to dance to music, wants to connect with the work of the creatives. And this is where they are very central to the kind of movement that is being formed today. But the fact is also that if we want to succeed with this process, we need to hold the creative guys very well to our hearts and see what they can help to do, because everywhere we've already identified that the youth population in Africa is larger than every other continent. And there is a way the youth connect with all that is happening around the creative industry that will enable this, the movement we are trying to build to be a formidable one. So I think that we need to invent all creative activities necessary and possible to really push for what we want in this direction. So for us, I think it's one way we must not let, it's one thing we must not let lose. It's something that is remaining that can really help us realize what we want to achieve. Thank you.
Thank you very much. A round of applause, please. Okay. I was actually expecting your comment because you are from Benin, so I wanted to hear a creative from Benin.
Thank you very much. Normally, I should speak French, but I see that the technical men are already take the translator device. So I will try to speak English to go fastly. I'm Emmanuel Ganser. I'm president of Benin Bloggers Association. I'm also UN SDG Young Leaders. And I really appreciate this session. I think it was very indeed to use a like artist, singer, dancer. It's important to mobilize them to send a message for democracy, because today we are in contest that a lot of people, mainly in West Africa, said that we don't need democracy, we don't need this system is not our governance system. But I think it's false. We need democracy, and the always will be better to send this message. So I already thanks again the organizer of this event, and I hope it not will be end after just this day. And the next day, the next month, we will continue to work together. We will continue to join our effort to use the artists from a lot of countries in Africa, and together we will use our creativity to send towards one message. African people need democracy, and we should continue to fight for this system who help each other to increase our voice and to live in Africa safely more than it was the last year. Thank you.
Thank you very much. I think we are going to round it up with the last comment. Okay. Okay, so two last and then we close.
Okay, thank you very much. Nela El, Cameroonian artist. And for me, the main contribution I would have in terms of the role we artists play is, aside the projects we will create, we need to also think a lot of accessibility. Accessibility to communities which are limited to what we present either by language or either by other functions. They can't see, they can't hear, they can't speak. So if we can create more accessibility for them, and also for people at the grassroots level who, for example, couldn't watch the video on YouTube today. So if we can think of how to open up that accessibility to them these projects or these initiatives which we are going to do. And also through the accessibility, we empower them with the sense of ownership, but also raising their voices and including them also in the processes of decision making, brainstorm, even from the level of brainstorming or even the creative process. So for me, it's really about accessibility through these initiatives, ownership and inclusivity. Yeah, thank you.
Thank you very much. The role of communities. So, okay, I thought I saw your hand, but okay, all right. Thank you very much for your contributions. The message is clear that we need to continue working. We need to strengthen our collaboration. So thank you very much. We will certainly keep in touch and keep the fight alive. So I hand it back to Jonah. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Marie. You would admit that it's been a very long day, and we've come to the end of the launch of DemoCreatives. Thank you very much. You who have stayed right from the beginning to the end. Clap for yourself, please. Please. Thank you for staying throughout the program. You would admit that it's been very engaging, very interesting, lots of talking points, which would, continue after here. Lots of issues that we have to discuss. I'm very happy we have bloggers and media persons here who would also help us to propagate this concept of DemoCreatives. I'm very happy with the term limits conversation we just had. At least it's going to re-energize the plans that we have and that we have started rolling out. So a few things here to note, words of appreciation to our collaborators. We can't emphasize this enough. Thank you to Yiaga Africa. Thank you to CDD-Ghana. Thank you to AWO Hub. Thank you to Africtivistes. Your support and collaboration made this possible, and we are very grateful. We're also very grateful to the creatives that made it here today. We know how precious your time is, and so to even spend half your day with us, we are very grateful for that, and we do not take it for granted. To the multimedia team, to the technical team that made this event possible, thank you very much. You have live streamed this event all through and made sure that we've had very good, coverage. Thank you very much. To Monsieur Oscar for being magnanimous enough to offer your designs for free. We are grateful. To the sound team, to the hotel, to the guests, to all of you here. Now DemoCreatives is alive. We need your support to nurture it and help it grow and develop into a very great initiative that we envision. So thank you very much for coming, and we'll keep the conversation going. My name is Jonah Iledi.
Yeah, so just, I think we developed a Google form that, yes, which we have to share to everybody and, all the other people who came through Yiaga, so that we can collect more information from you on, what some of the things you want to see, some of the issues and agendas you want us to focus on. So it's a to-do list. We need to share that immediately and to follow that up so that people can share information. Some people ask me about it, and I promise that we will share it. So we have to do that. But also to thank the Yiaga team, Tony and Tonya. What is Sam? Samuel. Yeah, now the CDD team, WADEMOS team. I haven't seen that here. But, yes, yes. Thank you so much, George, for all the hard work. As for the multimedia, they have surprised me because when I came yesterday and they said you come at midnight, or 3 a.m. or whatever. I didn't believe it. I thought, you know, they were doing 419. So, but when I came here, you were set and it's all been smooth. So, you know, we thank you very much. We know that Nigerians deliver, and we'll take that home. Yeah. So, but a big thank you to everybody. There's a lot. I mean, we've been taking notes. There's a lot to digest, and we need to be really strategic. The Heads of State Summit is coming on the 7th of July. Ideally, there's a lot that we could have been doing ahead of the Heads of State. It's one of the things that has to be in our calendar, so that when we start mobilizing, we know that we want to get certain things achieved. So these are some of the tactics that we have to think about when going forward. But we will try and go out tonight, so please don't be a stranger. If you are here and you are looking to do something, our Lagos people, we want to find somewhere where we can go and sit and relax. Yeah. Well, I don't know. As for the Swallow people, that's a different. So that's a different. Those who want to go to the club, they should find their way to the club. But we'll discuss it, right? But I think it would be nice to sort of get together this evening for those who are here till tomorrow. So thank you again for coming, and God bless you wherever you are going. Safe journey.
So your departure times will be sent to you, right? We are arranging for the vehicles to come. Ideally, you are supposed to be at the airport 2 hours before time. So whatever your time is, know that add an extra hour.